coming to you raw and unscripted. Beaming across Ontario and beyond to places like Bolton, Etobicoke, Barrie and Rosedale. This is the Real Hickson Real Estate Podcast. Whether you're listening on your commute or putting on your suit, whether it's your morning stroll or you're on patrol, you just finished prayer or dropped the kids at daycare, you're in the bar, your car, or listening with the bathroom door ajar, near or far, this is the Jess and Giro Show. We're grateful for flattery and prone to inaccuracies. This is your guide to Toronto culture, people, events, news, but most importantly, real estate talk. Yes, hello guys. Welcome back to another episode. This is episode 3, the weekly kind of roundup, review, bit of talk of the news and events and etc. happening around the GTA. And of course, again, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Jess.
Hey everyone.
What a lovely voice she's got. Right, so today we've got a few things to talk about. We are going to be going through the current market conditions, what buyers and sellers can expect right now, and the way it is, when is that going to change, when are we looking towards the change. Also, we're going to talk about how coronavirus is actually affecting the market as well, whether it's good or bad. At the end, I'll also be doing some events for this weekend. Very, very exciting stuff. So, Jess, what is the market like at the moment?
Still hot. Still not enough inventory. Still buyers competing in multiple offers.
Right. So, lots of multiple offer situations. Mm-hmm. Not all, but generally, if
under a certain price point, for sure, every single one is listed with lower for the...
Right. So if we're talking like the absolute luxury market, what would you say, 1.5 million above?
Even just right after 1 million, it's not really going...
It's not moving as quick. I mean, we have seen some stuff.
A few,
that's gone over.
Yeah.
But that's if they're just really character pieces,
real
character
special,
homes.
Yeah.
And they're being presented well.
Yeah.
And they're being priced properly. I mean, that's the most important thing we always say. You can list any property at any price, but the market will dictate essentially what it sells for. Okay, so we talked about multiple offers. So right now, commonly as we're seeing, you'll see a home go on the market. If you're not quick enough to get on there, it will go within the week sometimes in a couple of days. But generally, so it's going to the market. They might have an open house over the weekend, and they might hold an offer presentation on a Sunday night, a Monday, or a Tuesday night. Is that right?
Yes, and they're listed at a price that is not what they actually are looking to get.
Right. So the trickiest part of this whole situation, as Jess is saying, is the list price. You might be looking in a certain range, and you find something and it seems too good to be true. Well, in this kind of market, which is a seller's market, where agents know they're going to get multiples, they will price it lower. So unfortunately, when it's too good to be true, it generally is.
Or if the top of your budget is $800,000 and you go to see a place listed at $799, you're not getting it for $799. It's not happening.
Right.
Their intention is maybe $850 or $890.
Right.
So it's already the top of your budget, so there's no point of you even bothering to go see it.
Right. So something to make note of, if you find yourself in this kind of situation, maybe you have experienced it for quite a while now, or maybe you're new to searching for a new home. From the buyer's perspective, try to look a little bit lower. If you're using a realtor, and I always suggest that you do, they should be privy enough to the situation, and they should be informing you anyways. But the problem is people get caught up in, oh, I love this house, and it's right at the top of my budget, but they're not realizing that it's going to go over. And they're going to get very sad, disappointed. And not only that, you've just spent 3 or 4 days thinking about it, going to see it, and you've wasted time in the meantime. So try and look at something on the lower end of your budget if that helps. Okay, so that's what buyers are experiencing.
Yeah.
What can a seller expect in this kind of market that we're in?
Well, everything is eventually selling, but you still have to make sure that the home is in nice condition, it's been staged, it's been cleaned and decluttered, it shows well, there's professional photos, your agent is still marketing the property, they're still having an open house for you. It's not like things are just selling by themselves.
That's a very good point. Some agents may actually get lazy in this market and just think by taking one photo, like as a drive-by, and you may see it on listings where there's just one photo from out the front. That's still not enough to get the job done. The job for the agent is to try and get 100% of the market suitable for that home, looking at it and realizing what it is and understanding how much
buyers through the door.
And getting buyers through the door. So even in a seller's market, agents still need to be doing all the right things. Good photography, as Jess said, staging, decluttering. Okay, so Jess, when it comes to, there's an important point about renovating a home before selling it. And we've talked about this before. Mm-hmm. And what are your thoughts on renovating to sell?
I think it's a case-by-case basis. Normally, it's not usually worth it. Depends on what type of renovation needs to be done. If there's like real defects in the home that need to be dealt with, yes, of course. But spending money on a new kitchen and spending a lot of money on maybe new flooring isn't always going to get you back what you spent.
Right. So things like the kitchen and the bathroom, putting money into that generally yields around about the same return. Of course, we can't guarantee that. If it's a bad job, then it's a bad job, and it won't. But
cheap fix is not gonna get you more money.
Exactly.
People can see through cheap fixes.
People can see through it. People understand the value. People are very privy to what things cost. There's a lot of information out there, not only to agents but to just to buyers in general, and they know what you've done, for the most part, and they know how much it costs. At the end of the day, we're finding a lot of buyers do like new.
Of course.
Everyone likes new.
Turnkey.
Of course they like new. But at the same time, buyers are experiencing that, some people might skimp out on the quality of the finishes. But at the end of the day, ends up becoming a worse option, essentially. So if you're a buyer, if you're a seller, let's start with the seller. Try and put care and love into your renovations if you're going to do it, and renovate the things that will actually bring value.
Yeah.
So
there's something to be said for a fresh coat of paint.
Right. So simple things, refacing the cupboards, repainting the walls, maybe pulling some wallpaper down if there is some. They're just simple things, but not everything you do. Maybe if you fix up the pool, it may not bring you the same amount of money that you put into it.
Yeah, if the buyer can't see the work that was done, they may not value it, even though it may need to be done.
Right. And, of course, you need to put yourself in the buyer's shoes. I mean, yes, you've been in the home for maybe 10, 20 years. There's a lot of memories. That dent in the in the wall, that was when Uncle Jimmy got drunk and came over and ran into the wall, and you'll laughed hysterically for hours, and that's a memory to you. But a buyer that comes along, they're not going to see that value, and they're not going to attach themselves emotionally to that house. So you just have to be aware of what is the buyer saying, essentially. Okay, so that's so the market's hot. That's where we are with the market, and we don't want to discourage buyers. There may be some buyers listening to this that have just started the process and they're just realizing about this multiple offer situation. there are some buyers that have been at it for a while now. They've maybe offered on 3 or 4 or 5 homes and not got it. But you just have to realize that as long as you can anticipate the price, you may be surprised what you can get it for. Would you agree, Jess? Not all homes are going over crazy amounts.
No. If you really want a house, it's worth giving a try and putting in an offer. You never know. If it gets rejected, it gets rejected, but you can't get it if you don't try. Or a lot of people just don't offer in the offer presentation, and for whatever reason it doesn't sell, and then they get a chance after.
Right. So there are other things besides money that you can offer as well. May that be shorter closing dates. Maybe you remove some conditions in the offer. Mm-hmm. Things like that, Jess. When getting creative.
A larger deposit.
Larger deposit. There are certain things that in certain situations, a seller might accept less money if there was no condition on inspection, for example, or there is some other kind of attractive. Maybe it's a 30-day close rather than a 120-day close or a 90-day close. These are certain things as a buyer you still have a bit of purchasing power without just going straight for the dollar amount. Right? Would you suggest any other ways, Jess?
Well, that's the main things. I mean, money talks, of course, and if there's 20 offers, then they're all going to have the same things. They're going to have the no conditions and then money is going to be the determining factor, but sometimes there's just 2 or 3 offers, and
sometimes we've seen a place that was listed and had 6 offers on it, and it still sold for list price.
Yeah, because market value is market value.
That's right. And you may just get lucky. So to all the buyers out there, you may be frustrated, you may be tired, you may be defeated, but there are strategies that you can employ to help you. And sometimes you just get plain lucky. So keep at it. Don't let us discourage you at all. In fact, we're just trying to encourage you here. Also note that, this kind of market, it will correct itself. The markets always correct themselves. It's a matter of time, but it will go back the other way. And, the market goes in cycles, as any economist will be able to tell you. So that leads us to the next question. So when is it going to change, Jess? When do you think?
The biggest factor is supply and demand, and if there is more supply, then it will calm down a little bit. But at the moment, there is not enough homes for the amount of buyers who need them. So that's
right.
What's
it's also still a little bit cold, a little bit icy out there. The weather's not so great. There's no leaves on the tree.
Yeah.
But and we are kind of in the spring market now. Do you agree?
Oh, the spring market started in February.
Right. So the spring market is here, guys, which isn't all too uncommon for it to come a little earlier, especially with the way that market conditions are right now. So how do we see it changing?
Well, it's hard to predict, but of course there's always more listings that come on the market as soon as the weather starts to get nice. So April and May is generally speaking the time where most people decide to put their house on the market, and that will allow buyers to have more options to purchase. Also, new stress test laws are coming into effect in April, so that will definitely...
Which is exciting for buyers.
Yeah.
And basically, in a nutshell, it hasn't been announced properly or implemented yet. And once we do get all the full details, we will definitely be talking about it, maybe as a special or just as part of the weekly thing. But good news for buyers, that's coming later on. Keep posted.
Yeah, their government is trying to make it easier.
Yeah, the government realizes there is a shortage. It's been accepted as a thing, as a problem on all levels of government, and they are definitely working to kind of alleviate the housing shortage. So keep posted, guys. I just wanted to quickly talk about, and it's a real topic that we need to talk about, is the coronavirus. And, I'm sure it's a topic on everyone's minds right now for many different reasons. But how is that going to affect the market? I mean, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
But how can you see it potentially affecting the market, Jess?
Well, the issue is if people lose their jobs, they may not be thinking about purchasing new real estate.
Right. So, put simply and plainly, right now, it's affecting the economy. It's affecting, obviously, retail, maybe foods, restaurants, events, a lot of corporate stuff. Conventions are being cancelled. Airlines are obviously getting majorly affected. Music festivals, all types of things like this. We will see a knock-on effect. We'll see, items that are being produced in China, for example. They're no longer coming over in some instances. There's some imports not even going in over there. So it's affecting the economy around the world. We won't go into it too much, but even if the coronavirus is not as deadly as previous viruses, it's still having a major impact. So will that affect buyers, and will that in turn affect sellers? We may be hearing stories coming in now where buyers are putting offers on hold, or they're putting their searches on hold until we get back to a more stable economy and a stable market. But we will have to see. It's still yet to be seen whether this will directly impact the market.
It hasn't yet.
It hasn't yet. As I said, we're still in a very hot seller's market. Now, if it does, it's not the worst thing. First and foremost, it will probably affect stuff like open houses. I would say people may be wanting to avoid open houses, which reduces the kind of buyer amount, or maybe people will just kind of book their own showings privately with an agent. And of course, if you're trying to find something yourself, my advice then would be obviously to find an agent. Of course, we're always available to show you some properties and stuff like that. Maybe that's a lot safer. Some open houses have food, coffee, all kinds of stuff, which is usually the best part of an open house. Would you agree, Jess?
Yeah, besides seeing the house.
Besides seeing the house. But that's definitely going to affect the dynamic of it. So if it does affect buyers, what that'll mean to me, in my opinion, is houses are going to sit a little bit longer. Maybe some will still sell, but maybe some will sell for less because there is less interest. And ultimately, if that continues, that trend, the market will essentially correct itself.
Yeah, these are big picture items. Like, we do not know.
We don't know. We can only guess.
Very difficult to talk about.
I think it's just important to have the conversation because it's not like it's nothing.
Of course.
And it's not going away quickly that we know of. So we have to kind of anticipate. I mean, we're not here to fearmonger at all. We're just here to objectively analyze. It directly affects our jobs, but analyze what could happen to you. So yeah, anything else on the coronavirus, Jess?
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Just be careful.
Just be healthy.
Yeah. And
don't freak out. Don't go and buy toilet paper like that.
Yeah, save the toilet paper for everyone.
Save the toilet paper for... Hey, if you really want to make a smart investment, invest in some shaman or something like that. I mean, the stocks are probably through the roof right now.
Oh yeah.
While everyone else's stocks are going down, but and share the hand sanitizer around, guys. Just give it around. Just hand it out. Don't hoard it to yourself.
Yeah.
Share the love. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about in terms of the market?
No, I think we covered the big stuff for the week.
I think we covered the big stuff. Buyers, summary. Buyers, don't be disheartened. Get creative and go into offer presentations confidently. Sellers, keep listing. It's a good time to do it until it's not.
But hire the right person to do it.
But hire the right person. That's right. As we always say, at the wrong price, it's still not going to sell. And if it's not staged nicely, or if it's not promoted nicely, it's still not going to sell. So hire the right realtor, aka you can hire the Hickson Real Estate Team. We're always around. Okay, so we're going to do events for this weekend, guys, and this week. First off, we have it's a foodie meetup event. It's the St. Lawrence Market and Sugar Shack Festival. Very exciting. It's a kind of, as I said, it's a special kind of underground foodie meetup event that is on Saturday, 10:30 a.m. till 1:30 p.m. at St. Lawrence Market, or I think 3 King Street East. Look for Felice wearing a red hat is the notes I've got here. Of course, St. Paddy's Day is coming up, and you can catch the St. Patrick's Day Parade on Bloor Street West. That's happening at noon on Sunday. WWE rolls into town, Jess.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, how excited are you for that?
Cannot wait.
Who's your favorite wrestler, Jess?
Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus.
I don't think she's fought since like 1999.
Oh, that's retro. Shout out to Trish Stratus.
She lives in Vaughan.
She lives in Vaughan, local bred. Love it. Okay, so that's happening at the Coca-Cola Coliseum on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Okay, we've got the Canada Blooms Festival. That's exciting. That means like spring's pretty much here. That's happening March 13th to the 22nd. That's happening down at the Enercare Centre. And then we have a very fun event, the Harry Potter Drag Brunch at Glad Day. Now that's happening at the Glad Day Bookshop at 499 Church Street. That's happening Saturday 11:30 a.m. till 1:30 p.m. So if you're a fan of Harry Potter or you just love some drag, gotta love yourself some drag, they're doing the brunch there. The other big news is we have the home show, the big one. Now this is starting Friday at 10 a.m. and that's happening down at the Exhibition Place. That's going to be all your home and gardening needs for anyone that's interested in decor, renovations. What other stuff they have there, Jess?
Oh, tons of stuff.
Tons of stuff. What's tons of stuff?
Decor,
renovations, garden, lots of stuff.
New trends in the homes.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, so cutting edge styles. Mm-hmm. In homes and all that kind of fun stuff.
Get some ideas like a lot of fun. For your new home.
That's right. Create your own space in your home, like jazz it up maybe update it. Either way, if you need tickets, you can reach out. You can reach out to us. Send us a message. Send us an email. We can organize that for you. Other than that, guys, thanks for listening today. I appreciate you taking the time. As always, can you please jump onto Spotify or Anchor.fm or anywhere else that you're listening to this from, and give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe, 5 stars, whatever you can do. Jump over to the Instagram /hicksonrealestate, of course, and we're also on Facebook.com/hicksonrealestate. You can see what we're doing, what we've been doing lately. And I also post a lot of history stuff, some interesting history stuff, some kind of interesting articles, and some helpful blogs as well. That'll help you on different kind of subjects in the real estate market. Anyways, thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.